Welcome to Conversations About Crystals. I'm your host, Becca Reed, and joining us is Crystal Master Ums Silbey. Welcome, Uma.
Hey, nice to see you here.
Yeah, good to see you as well. And you have a fun topic for today, opening your heart with crystals.
Opening your heart. And you can use crystals with the heart, with the physical heart, and you can use it to work on the emotional, the mental, emotional heart, and even deeper into love and the core of love. You know, that love that joins all facets of existence. It's no end, no description, no, the love that doesn't go anywhere. It's
All there is love, they say.
all there is. Yeah.
So when you say opening your heart, what does what is having an opening heart? Well, I guess two questions.
Yeah.
Why is opening your heart important? And are you sure how would you know if your heart was closed?
Yeah. Well, when your heart is open, you're very free to feel and express compassion, empathy, deep understanding. Um, Sort of you're in the flow with life, with the people that you're with, and you're in the flow. If your heart is closed, it means that heart energy of love and compassion is not accessible to you, to your experience, to your expression. If it's completely closed, it is a complete lack. If it's partially closed, then you'll feel so much, but not too much. And that has to do with emotional wounding. Why do we close our heart? We don't want to be hurt, so we're going to protect ourselves. Well, you can protect yourselves from feeling, but while you're building that wall, you can't feel anything else. And you limit the love that you can bring in your life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So is opening your heart a thing you can just open, or should it be incremental, or will it just be incremental by default? Or can something happen that makes it open?
Sometimes something happens that just blasts it wide open. Your parent dies.
Mm.
Your heart's wide open, you know.
So it isn't necessarily a good thing that happens that opens your heart. It can be a tragedy or an emotional tragedy.
Right. And it can be you're out hiking in nature and the sky is just glorious. Maybe it's the beginning of the sunset and there's golden light and it's completely silent and you feel blissful. You feel love. That opens your heart center too. Now, when we work with crystals and stones, we employ a lot of meditation and yoga techniques that actually energetically stimulate that heart center. And the heart center, it's vibrational, it's non-physical, it's pure vibration. I mean, ultimately, we all are pure vibration, and that's the level we work with crystals and stones. But what you want to do when your heart center is closed, it vibrates more slowly. It's almost like sludge. If you're doing work, like I have a clear crystal and I'm running it over the aura, a closed heart center will feel almost like a gray or a sludgy mass. Then I can pull it out. There's ways to do that with crystals. You just circle that area and then you hook it and you pull it out. And then you don't just go woof, you carefully send it into the earth. You might envision a dark root going into the earth where it becomes transformed, transmuted.
So if you are using a crystal to hook energy, pull it out and send it somewhere else, does
Mhm.
that need to be like you're showing right now, a terminated crystal with a
Oh,
pointy end? Does it require that, or could it be any?
it helps to have a terminated crystal, particularly like here's a rose quartz. And rose quartz is used for the heart center, as is green.
Oh,
Both
wow.
are used. This is traditional yoga. That center is green. It's green light. You can see it as
Oh, right, because that chakra's green.
that chakra's green. But when you're working with the heart, rose quartz also works. Maybe more in the emotional. I mean, look at the feeling. It's like, ah, you know. So here with the hook, I can, again, here's your sludge. I circle it and I pick it up. Now, some people put it into the air, but there's, less control that way. I hook it up and I send it into the earth. Or I can have a smudge pot, sage creating smoke. When I'm doing my healing work, I have one or two of those going. And so I pull it out, send it into the earth, and then I run my crystal through that smoke and it'll seem clear. You'll feel it.
So it's sort of like a cleanser for crystal.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, the difference between a clear crystal and not is like when you see a crooked picture on the wall, and you just have to straighten it, and because it's off. And when you straighten it, you get a sense of, ah, you get that same sense when your crystal's clear.
Is it because the energy in the crystal is not organized, or is disturbed in some
Um,
way, so the
it,
vibration
it
is off?
the vibration is it's not flowing as well. Things aren't connecting as well. I like to envision it as light because it's easy. Sludge would be sort of gray and it has an energy like, or black is close and tight. So you want to bring light. Pink light opens. You know. Green light is like the nurturing of Mother Earth. You can think of that. But think of how you feel. Like when people decide, well, what stone am I going to use on the heart center, green or pink? Or here is rhodochrosite that's used.
That's a beautiful stone. What's the name of that again?
Rhodochrosite. Those are all natural formations in it.
Wow.
This is a pink kunzite.
Ah. Hmm.
Yeah, and this is very soothing. And then let's see. Oh, of course, the traditional rose quartz. This is crystal ball and rose quartz that I love. So, and here's another rose quartz. This is in a gem cut shape. See?
Oh, yeah. And
So
is
I
it,
could put
does
this
one
on
shape
that
better
way
for?
on a, pardon, I can put it this way on a chakra, or I can put it this way. This goes out, this goes in.
Okay, so the shape does matter, how you're
It
using it.
does matter. Yeah.
Interesting. So what if, when would one want to open their heart?
Well, first of all, there's a chakra system with 7, actually more, way up and way below, but let's say we have 7 basic chakras, and they follow a central cord of energy, and that subtle energy is life-giving. That's your oomph. It's life. So every chakra, when it's flowing smoothly, gets energized equally. So then your thinking, your imagination, your creativity, your expression, your heart, it's all operating, and you have a certain wholeness. And if then you have a closed center, then it's like a clog in the drain. The energy just doesn't go through. So maybe your heart's closed, and so the energy is not getting into your upper chakras. So you're depressed. Maybe it's centering in the stomach below the heart, then you're angry. There's mental, emotional components. I'm a psychologist, so you can work psychologically. you can work energetically to make changes, and you can combine them, you know.
So just for people who are new, energy flows upward through your body, not
Well, and downward. If you pull energy in
circle.
from the upper chakras, it goes down. The center cord of energy has a up and a down, a right and a left, yin and yang, feminine, masculine. Yeah, there's a balance.
So it's going
When
up
you-
and so if it's going up and coming down, and then it just gets stuck there. And for today, we're talking about the heart chakra. So it just goes down a little and up, and it
Get
stops in
darkness stuck
at
in the
the
heart.
whatever
So,
chakra is
so
closed.
that vibration that has been going like this starts going like this
Uh,
and or like that.
ah,
And you have it closed. So working emotionally, it is can be tricky. You can open the heart center, you know, like I said, you can lay pink or green stones on it. You can put a green or a pink stone right in the heart chakra. It's in the middle of your chest. Yeah. And you put that green or pink stone, then you can surround it by 4 clear crystals like this type. Yeah.
mm-hmm.
They're pointing in, and
Okay.
that charges it up even more. So you're sending pink light. You can also take those clear crystals and point them out, and then you're opening, you're bringing pink light and you're opening.
Okay.
So that will start energetically working it. But there's a reason a heart center's closed. It's protective generally.
Mm-hmm.
So what is the issue? What's the feeling that person does not want to feel? And then if you're intuitive and you can feel it, you can feel it. I feel what people are thinking and feeling. So
Mm-hmm.
you can feel it, and then you can talk to the person, or you can send more energy into their heart and ground them into the earth. You know, take some smoky quartz crystals at the base of the feet, pointing down, or wear anklets. But that anchors you into the earth, so you have a sense of safety, and then you can allow yourself to open, particularly with some guidance.
Mm-hmm.
And the ultimate safety, the ultimate security is, say you're talking about, well, I feel horrible, I feel this pain in my heart, and then you can go, okay, and you let yourself experience that. Maybe more rose quartz or green, nurturing, you're being taken care of, so you can experience. Yeah. And
Mm-hmm.
then you can ask the person or yourself, who is it who is experiencing this pain?
Mm-hmm.
Then you shift from the pain to the one who is experiencing the pain. And the more you're in contact with the one who is experiencing the pain, the more the heart center can open and blossom.
Okay.
Because what?
So
Self and love are the same, no difference.
so who is experiencing the pain? Like, who will you discover?
Well, say this sense of self you have, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's been there ever since you can remember, yeah? But your body's not different. Your thoughts change all the time. Your feelings are nothing is the same, yet that sense of self is the same.
Yeah.
And
So
ultimately, through the heart, when you're doing meditations and opening your heart center, working with stones, you meditate on that, who it is who is having the experience, that sense. And then there is a oneness that even contains that.
mm-hmm.
And that's what I meant by earlier, that the heart links all planes of reality, all planes of self, because we're not inside these bodies, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And you cannot hope to discover that unless your heart center is open, because that's our place of connection.
Yeah. 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 So I'm wondering, sometimes when I coach people,
Mhm.
If people have something going on like that where they feel really uncomfortable or they're very angry about something, they don't really know
Mhm.
why. Sometimes we take just sort of a little mental journey,
Yes.
and often we'll find out that who's feeling the pain is an age. It'll be, and some of one of my clients even has a name for this
Yeah.
this other him, because it's from it's a childhood
Yeah.
image of himself. That's when it happened, and he still feels the same way he did when he was a child about
Yeah.
that. So is it that sort of discovery that you would make during these kinds of
Yes,
journeys?
absolutely. I'm writing an emotional healing book now, so I'm giving a lot of what it would be like to be with someone and go through these levels. You know, I have like a conversation. But you're talking about original wounding. That is what's you find that's underneath the pain. Yeah.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
so it's true. You can be 2 years old and it's a primary caretaker, a parent, or, someone who's your primary caretaker. So loss of love would be devastating and abandonment. So it could be a parent just loses their temper and go, I wish you were never born. But and to them, they forget about that. It's
Yeah.
just comes and goes. But to maybe a 3-year-old or 4
Yeah.
year
It walks in.
devastating. You never even would have thought the idea that you would be possibly separated from your parent. So that's traumatic wounding. And
Hmm.
that feels when you're a child, I mean, your whole body gets it, but it's sort of like, and that is stored in your heart. So when you go to open a heart center, you want to be cognizant of that you are releasing. And then you want to be able to take that person through that experience and reframe it. Like when they feel that, it's like, oh, there's something wrong with me.
Mhm. Mhm.
So it helps you to shift, like from your perspective now, oh, they were having a bad day.
Yeah. 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 Because you know all the good that they did also in your life, you balance it out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and
Just
then
stepping
you're
towards you.
not reacting as the 2-year-old. The 2-year-old is gaining wisdom.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. And you have perspective now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
That.
And then it's to stay grounded into the earth is so important because the earth brings a sense of security, you know.
So when
There's
you're doing this work,
a-
it's a good idea to have the grounding crystals at
yeah.
the.
And red, the first chakra, which is basically near the bottom of your spine, that has to do with basic survival on the earth plane.
Mm.
Like you're going to be okay. It also brings fire energy, and there's a lot of things it does, but the voice of it would be in this case like you're okay.
Yeah.
you know what did Jesus say about the lilies of the field? you know so and then people who have a basic sense of being okay, generally things are okay. Kind of changes the nature of disaster. I mean,
So is there any potential downside to opening your heart or opening it too fast or
Well, one thing I tell people is when your heart center is open, you're very, very sensitive, and you can take in emotions. You will be extra hurt if someone says, you're an idiot. It's, so it's good to have a little shielding. When after I open a heart center, then I take a clear crystal and I use my breath and I go, you can't see it on the camera, but right over my heart center. And it's a little shield. So you can receive, but you're not gonna take negative slings. They'll dissolve in your ocean of love, but it falls well. But you do gain wisdom, they talk about the wisdom of the heart. There's a wisdom of the heart as much as the brain.
So you had mentioned earlier that because your heart is open, you can tell how people are thinking and feeling.
Yeah.
So, but you've been doing this for decades. So
Yeah, a long time.
I
Almost
find that some of my clients cannot differentiate between things they think and things they feel, and things that aren't like that aren't that ego part of them,
Right.
and the separation between them and their ego self. So as you gain this open heart, what kinds of things should you be possibly like alert to or noticing to know when you're that it's your open heart
I
that
think
you're
it
feeling?
helps. I think it helps to learn to differentiate between what someone else is feeling and thinking and what you are. When
Mhm,
you're empathetic and compassionate, if someone's hurting, you hurt. Um, but there's a way to feel their pain and not take it on. There's
okay,
someone's
there you go.
physical illness for that. Any energetic work you do, there's a way not to take it on. And it doesn't help somebody else if you too grovel in the angst of it all.
Exactly.
You want to bring a certain perspective to it.
So is there a way, is it just that you need to be ready and alert to notice that? Is that me, or is that something
Well, that
someone else
helps.
is
If
feeling?
you're feeling out of sorts and you've been in a crowd or you've been working with someone, or, if you feel out of sorts, then stop and investigate that. Like, where's
Mhm,
that coming from?
mhm,
But
mhm,
ultimately, what I do is I go back to that sense of the one who is feeling that pain. So
mhm.
then, whether it's coming from me or them, if it shifts.
Mm.
And then if you're working with someone else, you're really much more useful, you know?
Is there, I have one more question about that.
Yeah.
Is there a quality of feeling that would tell you this is not me?
Well, one thing I use my common sense is this is highly unlike me. I would really never act like this, or
This is not, you can tell.
sometimes I can feel vibrationally it coming like a wave. Other times I know, I'm working with a person and that's their issue and I'm just feeling it. And maybe I should just sort of gain a little more perspective so I can truly help them.
Mhm.
Um, you just get used to working with it. But ultimately, if you can't really figure it out, you just become aware of the self who is feeling, and then things will straighten out.
I want to remind you of years and years ago, I had someone who was a friend, but they really would, like, they would irritate my energy, and you taught me a way to clear that.
Oh,
Can
yeah.
you talk a little about, since we're on the energy, this is not necessarily a hard thing, but that helps me always, because if I feel stuff coming from other people, I just clean that off. And I think that might be helpful.
Well, that's great. You can use a clear quartz or you can use a rose quartz or a pink crystal to do this too. Since we're talking about love. So there's a way to clear the aura in this case and send in love, which would feel great. So what I would do is I would stand with my 2 feet on the ground so I'm connected with the earth, or I would feel the chair or seat beneath me, or I would be lying on my back and imagine roots going into the earth. So I'm feeling good. Then I would bring my attention to my heart center in the middle of my chest and imagine my breathing going in and out of that heart center. And you could kind of on the out breath just say ah or ah and relax. Then take your stone and about, what is that, 3 to 6 inches? There's an electromagnetic field that contains all of these influences. So you want to clear that, which could be like smoothing it, um, making it bright, whatever. You would start from the head and you would just go down the body. And as you go down the body, just relax. You can do arms, and fingers, and you could do the whole body down to the feet. And then you take that stone, which has probably attracted any negativity, and you touch its tip or the stone to the earth. If you're on a floor, just touch it to the floor, and imagine all the negativity leaves and flows into the earth. You can do it just with your imagination. You say you're in the middle of a meeting or something and you notice you're, or you want to scream, you know, you're tense. So just imagine that light surrounding you. You can even imagine the crystal if you want to use crystals.
That's great. Well, since we're about 5 minutes before we wrap up, and you've just done that nice explanation about how to smooth out your energy. Do you have a meditation that you'd like to share today about the heart?
Yes, I will definitely share something. You can do this meditation just if you don't have a rose quartz or a green stone or a pink stone or a clear crystal. You can just do the meditation anyway, because there's a lot of visualization. And by the way, with visualization, the brain does not know the difference between what's real and what's imagined. So visualization works great. So anyway, you want to close your eyes. Have your spine straight, whether you're laying down, whether you're driving. If you're driving, don't do this meditation. Do it later.
Good safe.
So with your spine straight, shift your breathing to your heart center. Breathing in and out. Imagine that your breath flows into the middle of your chest. And as it goes out, just relax your body. Release the small of your back, your neck, your head, your torso, your legs, behind your knees, your shins and calves, your feet. Just relax into the earth. Let your arms, fingers, shoulders, even your fingernails relax. And as you imagine your breath flowing in and out of your heart center, take a pink stone, a rose quartz, rhodonite, rhodochrosite, pink tourmaline, or a green crystal, jade, malachite, or a clear quartz, and place that right on top of your heart center in the middle of your chest. And now visualize your breath on the in-breath. It comes in to the stone and through the stone into your heart center and vibrates it with the green or the pink or the clear life force energy. And now breathe it into your heart. Relax on the out breath. Bring in more light, pink, green, or clear into your heart center. And now on the exhale, fill your body with this beautiful green, pink, or clear light. Inhale, exhale. Feel your whole chest. Fill your throat, your head, your forehead. Then now feel your heart again. Keep filling the heart and down through the torso, your back. Breathe in pink, green, or clear and send that all the way down to the bottoms of your feet. And the pink and clear and green light now flows down your arms, fingers, hands into the earth. And now focus on the heart center and keep breathing in pink, green, or clear, and breathing down your body now into the earth where you feel safe, secure. And now focus on your heart in the middle of your chest. Love. Bring in love with every breath. Feel compassion and peace, understanding. Notice any images that might come up for you. Don't try to figure them out, just notice them. Notice any feelings you have in your body, heat, cold, anything you may hear in your mind's ear, see in your mind's eye. Just notice and bring your energy back to your heart. Breathe in, breathe out. And now breathe normally and open your eyes when you feel ready, with your attention still focused on your heart. Don't forget to clear your stones.
Well, that's always very peaceful. I feel very calm now.
Oh,
Thank you
good.
for that. Thank you for that. So we have just about 20 seconds left. We probably want to remind people to subscribe to your channel.
Yes, the more subscribers we get, we just learned we need 1,000 so we can do this live at this point. Right now, we're just going to post them for your enjoyment. We're doing a whole series on working with quartz crystals.
And where can people learn more about you? Oh, Lord.
Oh, wow.
No, it won't stop. It's tiny.
See,
Oh,
this is live.
make it
You
stop.
can hear more about me. I have a book, The Ultimate Guide to Crystals and Stones. I've been writing about crystals since, I don't know, 1980 or something. I'm all over the internet. You can go on my website, umasilbey.com, Silbey, S like Sam,
Yeah.
umasilbey.com.
And your books are on Amazon, right?
Oh, they're on Amazon. I have 18 meditation music recordings, 2 that were up for Grammy nominations. They're out there all over YouTube.
Okay.
But thank you for listening, and we'll see you again.
Yeah. Yeah. So long.
Bye.